Hey Eagle fans, I'm Ernie Harris, and we're back with another episode of Coach's Corner. I'm joined again with Rhea County Golden Eagle head football coach Mark Pemberton. Coach's Corner is proudly sponsored by First Bank. Community banking gives you the win. We're the local team that cheers you on. Local bankers who know your name and celebrate you and all life's big wins. To experience the First Bank difference, visit 1525 Market Street in downtown Dayton or call 423-775-1522. First Bank, member FDIC. Well, Coach, it was everything we talked about last Monday in the film session last week. Red Bank come in, they were loaded with athletes and big playmakers. The Eagles got it done, though, 35-21. What was your initial thought after the game and what you said to your team in the huddle?
Well, I mean, a win's a win's a win. We're happy to win the ball game against a really quality, I think, football team. They got a lot of skill. They were big up front, too. So, anytime you can beat a Red Bank team, which is talented like that, that's a big win. And we've seen the last 2 or 3 weeks teams like that and been successful with them. So really proud of our guys' effort and they played. I thought they played well as a team and we had a big win.
It was a nice win. It was homecoming, so a nice win for the homecoming crowd. A big crowd, actually, Coach.
Really good crowd. That's getting back to the way it should be.
Yes, I agree. You guys got the ball first, drove down 15 plays, punched it in the end zone with a Ethan Davis 3-yard run. It was a very nice drive. He took off about 7 minutes of the clock, Coach.
Yeah, that's a perfect opening drive for us to control the ball and put together a lot of plays and put it in the end zone. And I think I looked up and there's 4 minutes to go in the quarter. After we scored, so that's a heck of an opening drive.
Yeah, I believe you scored at the 5:08 mark in the first quarter to go up 7-0. You set up your next score with, and I meant to mention last week, Rex Pendergrass is back from an injury. He had a good game against Ottawa. Got the pick. Bryce Dupree made a break on the ball, tipped the ball. It was a tip drill, Coach. Rex Pendergrass got the INT.
Yeah, we were in man coverage, and Bryce was over the tight end, I think, and did a great job covering him, got his hand on the throw, and tipped it up in the air, and then Rex had the interception. Big turnover because they were sort of knocking at the door.
You had 2 turnovers, forced turnovers in the night. Red Bank was inside your 20-yard line both times, so that was one of them. That set up your next score. Midfield, Caleb Martin goes 51 yards, Coach, to the end zone. A nice run.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get him one-on-one, in that case, it was really 2-on-1. They had 2 defenders out there, and he just made a real good run, made a good cut, and left them both behind him. And if he gets an open field, he's going to go the distance usually.
It was a very nice move. He faked him out there, made the move, cut back left, went up to your sideline for the score. After Cole Rilling's kick, you guys were up 14-0 in the first quarter. So your next score was set up another. You forced your defense. First of all, let me rewind. Your defense got it done. 2 interceptions. You forced some punts. Your next score was set up by a punt. You forced them to punt. Caleb Martin punched in from 6 yards out.
Yeah, another good little drive we put together there, and Caleb does a good job. I think it was at the one where we run the quarterback sneak, and
yes,
he snuck it in from 5 or 6 yards. That tells you that our offensive line did a great job with the initial push on that play. So that's pretty much the thing all year. Our offensive line's done a really good job for us on the offensive side of the ball, and that's why we move the ball on the ground so well. And it's opened up some of our passing game too.
I was going to mention that. That was a very nice surge. Like you said, 5 or 6 yards out, Caleb Martin punched the end. Nice surge up the middle. I mean, he went right up the middle.
Yeah.
A lot of quarterback sneaks are 1 and 2 yards, but that was a 6-yard TD run. Speaking of Martin, from the quarterback position, he went 6 of 7, no interceptions for 94 yards. 6 of 7 hit 5 different receivers, Coach, on the night.
5 different receivers. Usually Mayberry's been the one we've been throwing the ball to, but it's good that we spread the ball around, got it to 5 different receivers, and we got guys that can catch a football. And I thought Caleb did a really good job throwing the ball. He had some pressure there a couple times and stood in and made the throw, and our guys made the catch. That's a good game throwing the football for us.
I agree. One of those, he was really pressured, flushed out of the pocket, rolling to his right, found Briley Mayberry on the sidelines, got a nice gainer there for a first down. I do want to point out, I believe Jaden Pankey and Drew Massengale, who alternate wide receiver, they both got their first catches of the year.
No, I think Drew had one against Alcoa.
My apologies,
on
Drew.
A slant. On a slant.
My apologies.
But,
he did.
I think
That's
that might have been Jaden's first one.
But first catch since the first game of the season.
Right.
They did well. Like I said, Caleb Martin found 5 receivers for 94 yards, including Mayberry had 2 for 19. Latron Alloway got a catch, Coach, 1 for 11 yards, and Ethan Davis had 1 for 36 yards. He almost scored, Coach.
Yeah, it's the same play that we've hit Mayberry on several times this year, and Caleb has to read the backside corner, and he jumped Mayberry, I think, and so we threw it over the top to Ethan. He made a good catch. I thought he was going to score. Guy just got a shoestring tackle.
Yep. He almost broke the tackle. DB hit him but didn't wrap up, and Ethan, strong legs, almost broke the tackle and scored. Now Red Bank answered. You're up 21-0. They answer up for half, punch it in, make 21-7 halftime. Then they come out, opening drive in the second half, punch it in, Coach. They weren't going away. It was 21-14 at that point.
See, that's sort of been our formula here in recent games. Score the last possession of the half and then score again on the kickoff. Coming out of the second half. So, yeah, they did a good job. They got back in the game doing that, and got a little hairy from there on, but until we created some separation. But they did a really good job executing those 2 drives, and got back in the ball game.
They did. They weren't going away, that's for sure. But at that point, it was 21-14 after they scored opening drive. They forced you to punt on your next series. Then, once again, they're driving again, and inside the 20, Caleb Odell come up with an interception on that series to stop their drive.
Huge play. I believe Brackett got his hands, knocked it up in the air, and Odell had a great interception. That was a huge play in the ball game.
I mean, they could have tied it up at that point. Another tip drill. Brackett got his hands on it and went straight up in Odell's hands. Latron Alloway on your next drive, on that ensuing drive, had a nice 37-yard run.
Yeah, we went to him several times on that drive up inside, and he gives us a good, tough, hard runner inside.
You all didn't score that drive, but Latron, I do want to point out, he led rushing 16 carries for 112 yards, Coach. You had 2 rushers for over 100 yards this game. Yeah,
a really good night rushing the ball, plus our quarterback rush for 65, somewhere around in there, 75. So good night. Good night rushing the football, and it's always nice to have multiple guys touching it.
I agree. I had Davis getting 16 carries for 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. As we mentioned, Martin 6 for about 70 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, and Mayberry 8 for 26. You didn't score, but then you forced them to punt, where Drew Fisher actually heads up play. The ball hit, I believe, Jaden Pankey. Drew was right there, right place, right time, Coach. Picked it up and scooped it, went 22 yards on the return, setting up your next score.
Yeah, that was a big play because, I think Jaden muffed it a little bit. Ball was knuckling.
Right, yeah.
He had a hard time catching it, and Drew was right place to right time and picked it up and got us a good gain off of it.
I thought you had several heads-up plays over the night, including the 2 picks, tip drill. I mean, they found the ball. Fisher, same thing. I mean, his presence of mind to make that, scoop up and then just take off running with it. Nice return. Made actually a couple of moves, broke a tackle or 2. Got the sideline.
Yeah, the guys got excited about that. That's good to see Drew making a play like that.
That set up your next score. Caleb Martin went across for, I believe, 4 yards, 4-yard TD run.
Yeah, same thing. We get down there close. He's, without having to hand the football off, he's a guy you can give it to that we got a chance to score with. So, yeah, another good little drive. We had good field position because of the punt return, but created a little separation in the game score-wise.
I agree. I want to say you started that series at Red Bank's 24-yard line. So very nice field position. You were all went up 28-14 at the 8:39 mark in the fourth quarter. From there, you all scored again with a 5-yard TD. Oh, no, actually, Red Bank answered. Red Bank answered with a 5-yard TD pass. At that point, made it 35-21. Actually, 28-21. They weren't going away, Coach.
No, I mean, their quarterback gave us fits.
Yes.
You know, we had a hard time. We would have guys in position to sack him or make a play on him, and he'd get away from us. He's an exceptional athlete, I thought, and hard to pin up, you know, when he dropped back to pass. So, and they ran some sprint out runs with him that caused us problems too. So glad to get the win over those guys, because that quarterback was causing us problems.
I agree. You all have seen several mobile quarterbacks this year that can also run it and throw it.
Yeah.
And he was very dangerous.
Yeah, he was very dangerous, and we're going to continue to see this next week. We got the same deal, same kind of thing.
Walker Valley we'll talk about coming up. So they scored 28-21 with 5 minutes left. At that point, Coach, the game was still up for grabs, I would say. 5:05 left to go in the game. They scored 28-21. But you all got the kickoff, took it down, and scored in about 3 minutes to go up 35-21, pretty much to seal the game.
Yeah, trying to score, obviously, but also trying to milk the clock as we went. We went into our slowdown as far as running the plays, and accomplished two things: scored and run time off the clock. So that's a huge plus.
Killed two birds with one stone, so to speak. Ethan Davis got across on a 5-yard touchdown run to end the scoring. They got the ball back, but a few passes. I do want to add, you had a few guys getting sacks on the night that were crucial, especially on that last series for Red Bank. Jaylee Elsie come up with a couple sacks. Mo Shirley had a sack on the night, as well as Sir Alloway.
Yeah, all three of those guys had huge sacks. Anytime you can sack a quarterback's huge, but all three of them made really good plays.
Especially as we previously discussed how mobile that quarterback was. So anytime you sack him, contain him.
Yeah, once we kept him contained where he couldn't bounce around the outside of us, we had a chance to get him down inside. And we did that, I think, on all three of those.
Yeah. On that last series, you pinned them back to the 2-yard line, where you eventually took over on downs to end the game. Overall thoughts for the game, Coach?
Well, I mean, other than penalties and defensively giving up a little too much yardage, I think. Happy with the effort. I think our guys play hard regardless. I mean, they play hard every snap, and that's what you can ask of them. And we just got to keep getting better and getting some of these things corrected with the penalties and defensively with the passing game part of it. And in this case, the scramble game by the quarterback, because we're going to see that down the road a bunch, even more than we have. So this next week, you got a guy that can run like that. So we got to do a better job with that.
Any other takeaways from the defense side at all that we haven't mentioned already?
No, I mean, I don't think so. Other than those two interceptions, were huge plays in the course of the game because they were knocking at the door both times. But other than that, I don't think so.
I agree. You all had I had you for 46 carries, 313 yards on the night with 5 rushing TDs, 18 first downs. So very nice offensive effort. And like I said, I already talked about his passing. So overall, typical average night for you all. Yeah,
I mean, that's the kind of numbers we need rushing the football. And we had 95 passing maybe. So that was a good night offensively. We're still doing some things we got to get corrected, but I don't think we turned it over any. We did have a few penalties, but if you can eliminate turnovers, if you make the other team turn it over, you got a really good chance of winning the ball games.
I agree. We'll discuss Walker Valley coming up next.
Community makes us stronger together. How strong? Together, we can lift our whole community. Pull our entire town through. Break down walls. Pave a way for change. Even move mountains. Get the strong advantage of a community bank. At First Bank, giving back carries a lot of weight. No wonder local banking gives you more pull. First Bank. Community strong.
Okay, Coach, coming up this week, Walker Valley on the road. It's a region game. They are 4-2. They're 1-0 in the region. Although they did get beat Friday night by Cleveland, 38-0.
Cleveland is an improving football program. They've been winning ball games this year. Very athletic. So, and that's a rivalry over there. So,
Right.
Don't think for a minute that Walker Valley's not focused in on Rhea County, because that's for the region title, or the lead in the region.
Right.
For us, it'd be probably the region title. For them, they still have to play a couple other region games, but
Right.
I guarantee you they've had our game written down since the game last year, that they'll be aiming for us. So, and it's over at their place, so we got to be ready to play. Very talented team. They throw the ball really well, do a good job with their run game. Defensively, they've done a great job over there with them defensively since their new head coach has been over there. They're a lot more aggressive. They played us pretty well there last year defensively, so we got to find some answers against them on the offensive side.
Do they still like to spread it out, like
They do.
5 receivers, just spread offense and throw it?
They throw it, but they do run it too.
Right.
They're effective in their run game too, but they do a good job offensively. They mix it up, but more spread stuff, yeah.
Right. That matchup, Rhea County, Walker Valley, has always been a battle. I mean, they've always had the athletes and playmakers, and the last, since you've been here, since 2013, there've been some really good games come down to, 3 to 7 point, games that were determined by 3 to 7 points.
Yeah, it's a good rivalry. I'm glad we've come out on the good side of it several times.
Right.
I think they've beat us once over at Walker Valley my first year, I think. But it's been a really good rivalry, and you're going to see a barn burner. Great game to watch if you're a fan.
Yeah. The weather was great last week, a homecoming game at Rhea County. Hopefully weather will be good this Friday.
The long range right now it'll be really nice, so hopefully it'll stay that way.
Hopefully so. After this, you have one region game remaining, I believe.
We've got Howard
on October 15th.
Correct.
Yeah. So you all are 2-0. There's 5 teams in the region, Region 4, 5A. So you all have this one coming up with Walker Valley and Howard on October 15th. So it should be a good game. 1 loss team for Rhea County, Walker Valley 2 loss team.
Yeah, no, it's two good teams going at it. That'll be an exciting game, and hope we play well.
Kickoff 7:30, is that right?
7:30.
At Walker Valley High School, kickoff's at 7:30 this Friday night. We'll see you there. I want to thank the fans for watching and following along with us on Coach's Corner. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news, follow the Herald News on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell for new videos each week. Thank you to our sponsor, First Bank, for your support of Coach's Corner and our community. If you're looking for a bank that cares about the community, they are located at 1525 Market Street in Dayton, or give them a call at 423-775-1522. First Bank, member FDIC. Well, thank you, Coach. Any last thoughts coming into this week?
No, other than let's take a really good crowd over to Walker Valley. That's a big game, and we need a loud and raucous crowd over there because our kids really love it. That was fantastic Friday night against Red Bank.
I agree.
It was a big, huge crowd, and they were loud, and it was fantastic.
I agree.
And our kids feed off of that. So let's take another good crowd over to Walker Valley.
Hopefully it'll be similar to the one at Ottawa as well.
Yeah, that was a
Ottawa.
good crowd at Ottawa also. So let's do it again.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. I'm Ernie Harris. We'll see you next time on Coach's Corner.